Yooooo!
俺は和の国を開国する。
Yooooo!
海賊王に俺はなる。
Yooooo!
おいデカッパな勝ち。お前は伏せろ。こんなものはうち。
Hello everyone, Skippy here, and well, here we are. The hotly anticipated Wano Arc is now here, and a new chapter of the One Piece anime begins, with our primary staff for the episode being the new series director and character designer Tatsuya Nagamine and Midori Matsuda. Nagamine is really no stranger to One Piece fans, being not only the praised director behind One Piece Film Z and Heart of Gold, but also the director of some of the best episodes in the Dressrosa arc, such as episode 698 and the tear-jerking episode 706. He's got not only a keen eye for action and character in the stuff he directs, but he's also a very idiosyncratic director who will take even the slightest measure to make sure that the visuals and storyboards of a series are as good as they can be. This is obviously shown in this arc's brand new look, made even better by the new blood injected into the anime, Matsuda. As a young animator in her 20s, Matsuda used to work at Pokemon studio Oriental Light and Magic before making her way to working on One Piece at Toei in 2013, where she excelled enough to become an animation supervisor and second highest credited key animator on One Piece Film Gold. On the film, she displayed very Oda-like artwork that was completely in line with character designer Masayuki Sato's approach, which impressed many. She continued to move up the ladder, becoming co-character designer and chief supervisor for the Marine Rookies filler arc, as well as chief animation supervisor for 2017's episode of East Blue TV special, where she once again showed her will to stay close to Oda's art, while also having a bit of a touch to it that was inspired by his older art that she even admits was intentional. Returning to the TV anime after the special, she supervised quite a few important episodes in the Whole Cake Island arc, like episode 817, as well as supervising the Tongari Island promo animation for the Tokyo One Piece Tower before finally becoming the next person to take up the mantle as character designer. With both being huge One Piece fans themselves, it's clear to see why these two have made fans everywhere massively excited for Wano. And well, I'm absolutely happy to report that they really did make an amazing grand entrance with this first episode. While it has a few small pacing issues, the episode itself is such a grand statement, and we're going to be taking a look at just how it fares overall. From an adaptation standpoint, this episode is actually very interesting. Not only does it adapt most of Chapter 909 and the last bit of Chapter 910 through some clever rearranging in the second half, but it also fills in the gaps in places where the original manga felt lacking a bit. The additions range from atmospheric moments like an expanded musical scene at the start of the episode, and added sections to Frankie and Usopp's intros, to little moments where they fill in the blanks with Zoro's crime that make you actually understand why Zoro ended up there in the first place. They absolutely go the extra mile to really make the introduction of such a beautiful and exotic place like Wano feel even better. To top it all off, you also have Oda's very rough and inky looking line art portrayed through a new filter, making it look as if the manga itself has been brought to life. It's very rare more recently for the One Piece anime to exceed the original manga in terms of quality, but with such great attention to detail in terms of adaptation here, I would absolutely say that this episode surpasses the manga in every way. They really went out of their way to give you that childlike wonder that Wano's introduction needed, while also adding to the groundwork that Oda has already laid down to give a much better look at the tense and exciting events that kick off this brand new arc. But I can't help but feel like I'm forgetting something. With the introduction of such a huge country like Wano, you'd think that the storyboard would be equally as grand, and by God did Nagamine show off his storyboarding chops this episode. Unlike last week's episode, which felt like it was stronger during the second half, this storyboard fires on all cylinders during the entirety of the episode. From beautiful lawn shots of Wano during the day and night to an absolutely crazy action scene towards the end, Nagamine shows just how well he can execute both slice of life and action scenes. The angles on display throughout the entire episode are just so cool and creative, and makes us truly feel like we're in the middle of it all, and that's just so amazing to me. This is further complemented by the anime's amazing new composite. The new photography team, headed by Asahi Productions' Naoyuki Wada, makes the entrance to Wano feel even grander, with every scene having its own distinct look and lighting, to the point where it almost feels like a movie and surpasses the manga due to it being in a different medium. Scenes like Luffy on the beach, the seppuku ceremony, and Zoro's night on the town feel so much punchier than they would have without this new look, making it feel like these characters are actually here. It never wavers a bit. It never feels like one shot could have been better than one another. It just lands as well as you'd expect a Tatsuya Nagamine board to land, as he is one of the best directors at Toei. And of course, it just wouldn't be a Nagamine board without several crazy eye shots, because he just loves his wacky eye shots. So, as I expected in my Wano Arc preview breakdown, this episode is filled to the brim with lots of really nice and subtle character animation that helps the episode feel alive. None of it is particularly amazing like a lot of the character acting from animators like, say, Ryo Onoshi, but a lot of it absolutely gets the job done and makes every scene feel quite a bit more alive than it would if it wasn't as animated. Even Chu Young-seo, the resident One Piece anime golden boy, pops up this episode to give us a small but nice bit of character acting with Luffy and the Crab. It's very nice to see all this small, really cool character acting, coupled with our new character designer's really polished art, with every character sporting their manga-accurate look that Matsuda is known to give them. However, it's actually a surprise freelance animator that really impresses this episode in terms of animation highlights. Quite possibly the biggest animator One Piece fanboy, Takashi Kojima, showed up to deliver an amazing piece of action with Zoro cutting down the Magistrate's men. A lot of it was stuff we saw from the abundance of previews for the arc, but my god is it just absurdly animated and packed to the brim with amazing choreography, smears, and A+ character art. Kojima's attended One Piece before a few times, but he's never really been able to show off quite like this before. So I'm absolutely glad that he was finally able to get the chance to show off just what he can do when given the right amount of sheets and some super good character designs. Outside of all that though, we also got some new eye catches from Katsumi Ishizuka and Midori Matsuda, with Ishizuka handling Luffy's super fast-paced and heated punch, which shows off his great rippling, awesome looking effects, while Matsuda handles Zoro's small but rather nice looking series of cuts. They're super small in the grand scheme of things, and yes, these are just eye catches, but it's very cool to see some great Sakuga in even the smallest places of the episode. I think this really goes to show the dedication that Nagamine has to make this arc unlike any other One Piece arc before it. Now, I know a lot of people are going to be asking, but what about the new opening? Yes, the OP was insanely great and had some great animation from huge names like Yoshihiko Umakoshi and Masami Mori, but there's a lot of cuts that I'm unsure of in terms of who did what. The key animators list is absolutely stacked, so it makes it a bit hard to figure out what cuts belong to who at the moment, but once there's a bit more of a concrete answer to that, I'll probably do a separate, more relaxed video breaking down the entirety of it, like my Wano preview breakdown. Despite that though, the animation in this episode, while not particularly crazy outside of the Zoro cut, is exactly what it needed to be, and I'm glad that Wano has the exact amount of character animation that it really needed in order to properly feel alive as it should. Naga Media and Company were absolutely able to kick off this new era of the anime flawlessly and made it truly feel unlike anything One Piece related that we've gotten before. Everything comes together to truly form a brand new start for the TV anime, and next week, we hope to ride that hype train into director Kohei Kareta and supervisor Shuichi Ito's action-filled episode. It's got some crazy Ishizuka in that preview, so I for one am absolutely on the edge of my seat looking forward to it. Anyways guys, that's it for now. I'm Skippy, and let me assure you that Wano is truly just getting started.